indeed. Happy Slursday, everyone. So that was the intro to the Pioneer Drum and Bugle Corps 2014 show, Joy. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to arrange and compose their percussion music from 2013 through 2015. In 2014, we had some pretty talented students and a talented staff, so that led to some great opportunities for me to slip some of that slurred business into the book. So let's take a look at some of that slursy goodness right now. The first slurred phrase we're going to look at is in measure 4. You'll notice we have an eighth note triplet within the quarter note triplet that's played with a right-left-left sticking. So that eighth note triplet is essentially a slurred tap drag. If we were to rewrite this phrase as a more traditional sort of interpretation, you'll see that it's really sort of a basic triplet tap drag sort of figure. But when we add that slurred interpretation, it kind of gives it a unique flavor. So the next phrase we're going to look at is that snare lick that's right after that measure we just went over. So this one has some interesting things in it. So with the brass part, the brass were playing this sort of rhythm, bum, 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 bum. And so I decided to outline that rhythm, and I could have done it with basically just 6-tuplet tap rolls, which I'll show you up here. That seemed like it could have been a good answer, but I kind of wanted to use that slurred sort of tap 5 that we've talked about in previous episodes. And so because the tempo is now basically a halftime, all the note values are doubled here. So you have your 6-tuplet roll, which is going to feel kind of like a triplet roll. Then you have the 5-lets, which are actually 30-second notes, but that kind of gives you that long eighth note. So ba 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 ba. But in order to make that 5-lit slurred passage work, I had to cut out one of those doubles in the 6-tuplets. Okay, and the reason for that is when you try to play a traditional roll followed by a slurred roll, it's really tough for the hands to make that sort of adjustment. And so what I did is I took out that last diddle before the 5-lets just so that the hands had that left hand, at least at the beginning, had a moment to breathe before you kind of reset it for that slurred interpretation. Otherwise, you're going to be cleaning that for decades. So kind of open that up. Otherwise, like I said, the original interpretation would have been, or the traditional one per se would have been sort of just a standard like 6-tuplet with accent rolls, which, like I said, you can check that out up there. So that was one of my favorite phrases in this book because it kind of gave that sort of unique flair to the snare voice for just a second. So in the end of that phrase, there's also a few 9-lit patterns and things like that we've gone over before in the past, but figured I would just circle those to show you some of those other slurred spots, and then also check out below. We got some cool cymbal splits too. I know the cymbals don't get a lot of love on Slursday, mainly because you can't really do a lot of slurred rhythms on cymbals, but we always had a great cymbal line at Pioneer, so I thought I'd give them a quick shout out and show that it's good to write fun cymbal parts as well. Finally, I want to give a quick shout out to the members who participated in that season, as well as some of the drum staff and some of the other staff members, notably Roman Blensky for giving me the opportunity to write for Pioneer, Jerry Kelsey, the brass arranger, for going to bat for me, Chris Tarka, the caption head that year, powerful Kenji Okubo, who helped out as well, Ian Conyers, Dave Edwards, Nick Martiniak, and my homeboy Josh Mitchell. I'm sure there's a few more. I apologize if I forget. I'll try and tag as many of you guys as possible on the posts on Instagram and Facebook. So we'll see you next time, and better every day. Happy Slursday. See you next week.